Google John Gwen and you look at a picture of him, he looks like a Viking.
Oh yeah, he does.
He looks the part. And his book, that takes place in a Viking setting, it just totally fits. Like, you totally understand. Oh yeah, that guy. Of course he wrote Shadow of the Gods. Of course.
Sometimes you don't need to be a Viking. You just need to look like a Viking.
He looks it.
And you can write a book like it.
Exactly.
So
he embraced the aesthetics.
Yeah, you could write a biography about Avatar Aang.
Thanks.
Sorry. Hello and welcome back, everybody. I am Austin.
And I'm Richard.
This is To the Ramble, and guess what we're doing?
Doing another book pitch review. Of course, spoiler free. Today is going to be on Book of the Ancestor.
Book of the Ancestor Trilogy.
Trilogy by Mark Lawrence.
And the first book has a cool name, The Red Sister.
The Red Sister.
I like it.
Yeah.
Simple to the point.
Simple titles for all books.
Nice.
The Red Sister, Gray Sister, and Holy Sister.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. So it's Red Sister, Gray Sister, Holy Sister.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Okay,
easy names.
This trilogy is written by
Mark Lawrence.
Mark Lawrence. Tell me about Mark Lawrence.
Don't know too much about him, but I do know born 1966 in the USA and then moved when he was really young to the United Kingdom. But the interesting thing that will come up a little later is he actually has a degree in physics and holds a PhD in mathematics.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Good for you, Mark.
And I will say his degree, it shows in his writing.
So it's in physics, correct? PhD's
Yes.
in physics, and it shows in his writing how so. So with his world building, with the way he describes things.
When I was reading this book and I rated it, I personally think the world building is the best aspect of the book. Okay. It's the thing that I still sometimes think about, of like how fascinating the world is.
Yeah.
And then finding out that he has a PhD in mathematics and a degree in physics, I was like, that makes sense. I understand why it was so detailed and well explained. Just such a cool idea that was executed well.
That's the thing with authors. If you have a background before you're actually an author, you can elevate things to an unknown level. Like with Tolkien and studying Anglo-Saxon and knowing several languages and being a professor. I wonder how he's able to create the best world ever. I wonder how that's possible. And then you have this guy, Mark Lawrence, who I wonder how he's able to explain the physics of the world so well.
Yeah.
Cool. So that seems to be a pattern. I think we've mentioned this before, but a pattern with authors. What authors do before they're actually an author matters so much. It gives them a new perspective of, hey, this is the angle you can give to your cool story.
Also, you can look at John Gwen and just pull up a picture. Google John Gwen and you look at a picture of him. He looks like a Viking.
Oh yeah, he does.
He looks the part. And his book, that takes place in a Viking setting, it just totally fits. Like, you totally understand. Oh yeah, that guy. Of course he wrote Shadow of the Gods. Of course.
Sometimes you don't need to be a Viking. You just need to look like a Viking.
He looks it.
And you can write a book like it.
Exactly.
So
he embraced the aesthetics.
Yeah, you could write a biography about Avatar Aang.
Thanks.
Sorry. It was such a cheap joke. I had to.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so let's get right into then so trilogy. What is the series, the Ancestor series? The Ancestor?
Book of the Ancestor.
Book of the Ancestor. What's the trilogy about?
So the series is about on a frozen world, only the moon melts away the frost from consuming everything left. In this world, sisters of the church double as warriors. Nona, the main character, joins the sisterhood and discovers more about her past, her powers, and the future of the planet itself.
Okay.
The story is high action, grimdark fantasy, with mystery and drama in the forefront of the story.
That's interesting. Grimdark fantasy.
Very grimdark.
You typically don't like grimdark.
I don't typically
like it. From what you've said in the past, is this one of the few grimdarks that you do enjoy?
I do enjoy it, and I've found that it's not that I don't like grimdark, it's that I don't like certain execution of grimdark. And I can give a specific example of comparison a little later.
Okay.
But I would like to give, I think the best pitch of the series is reading the very first line, the first two sentences of the very first book, which is what I read, and then that's the immediately
Okay.
reason I picked it up. I think it's the best pitch is the first 2 lines.
I love it when first lines just get you.
Oh yeah,
Famous first lines. Okay, so first.
one of the best hooks of
Yes.
any book series I've ever read.
Okay, this is first line of the Red Sister.
Yes.
First book. Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
It is important, when killing a nun, to ensure that you bring an army of sufficient size. For Sister Thorn of the Sweet Mercy Covenant, Lenotasius, brought 200 men.
So let's end the podcast real quick. I'm gonna read the next couple pages real quick. That is so cool.
It's such a great line.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And
But yeah.
does Mark follow? Oh, I don't know why I'm calling him Mark. I gotta respect the guy. Does,
Oh, yeah.
Does
You know,
Mr.
my
Lawrence?
buddy Mark.
Yeah. Does Mr. Lawrence? Does Professor Lawrence? Does PhD Mr. Lawrence? Is the second and third book opening line also very cool?
They're very cool.
Okay.
We'll get into later about his writing style, which I think was uniquely very clever and well done with his writing. But something that is kind of interesting is where this book came from, like where the first idea of the book came from. One of his other series, the Prince of Thorns series, which is called the Broken Empire Trilogy. Yeah, that's the second book. He saw some fan art of the story on Facebook, where this is called the Prince of Thorns. He saw someone did art on Facebook called the Princess of Thorns. That's kind of just a play on like what that would look like.
On the series he wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Austin here will put the picture up.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
Thanks for
there
making
we
me
go.
do more work.
I'm
Really
making you do
appreciate
more
it.
work, yeah.
You should start saying that all the time. Just like here's what I'm talking about.
Here you
everybody.
go. There's
Yeah.
the picture.
Here it is again. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that image right there inspired him of the main character, and from there he actually came up with the Book of the Ancestor series.
Oh, that's very cool. Did he tell the fan who did that?
I mean, it was in his blog post.
Okay, so the fan knows.
That's where he got kind of inspiration. I would imagine so.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Something that is similar in many aspects, but I think does it significantly better.
A similar book series?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the Poppy War series. Now, I personally did not like the book myself. And it's not that it's not well written. It's a well written story. It's that I could not connect with the main character. That I didn't care to read what happened to the main character next. And the plot itself was not interesting enough for me to carry on without caring about the main character.
Okay.
And the main character in Poppy War, in many ways, is similar to the main character here, Nona. But with a very, like, honestly, the more I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, there's actually a ton of similarities in, like, the character's style, the character's motivations, all these things. But the main thing is the main character here has an admirable quality to them.
Okay.
So that's, I think, what I really liked about. I can get into a grimdark story if, say, like there's a character or one of the main characters has an admirable quality to them that I can latch myself to. At least get me to sort of root for them.
Where Poppy War is grimdark, but the character's also too grim.
Yeah, I was not rooting for the character at all.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I was like,
So then, want to get into categories?
yeah, let's get into categories.
Let's do that then, because let's do first. We don't usually do this first, but since you're talking characters, what's your rating for the characters of the book?
So characters overall.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to ask your overall rating.
Yes. Sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what's your overall rating for the series first?
I gave it a 7.45.
7.45 for the series. Okay.
Very strong.
Very strong score. Or strong. I wouldn't say very, but it's a strong score.
It's a strong score.
It's a strong score. Okay, 7.45, and that means you like it. This is a recommendation going forward.
Yeah, this is a recommendation.
Okay. And now we can jump the gun to characters. Characters, what'd you rate again?
A 7.42.
7.42. So also right around what your total was. So 7.42 overall, meaning you liked it.
Yeah, and I liked certain characters more than some of the others. Significantly more. So I really liked the main character. I liked the main character more than a 7.42. But there's a lot of supporting characters that I was not as attached to.
Got it.
And so, and then antagonist-wise, was not particularly attached. So other characters brought the main character down, but quite enjoyed the main character a lot.
That's great that the strong suit is the character you're following the most.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a bad problem to have.
No, not a particularly bad problem.
So side characters in all lowered it a tiny bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Character-wise, why do you care for the main character? Because there is that admiral quality?
Yeah, there's admirable quality, but also a good amount of mystery to the main character. And so it's really fun kind of discovering more about the character along with her as well.
Very nice.
So that along with the kind of drama around it. So there is a romance in the story, and actually very well done for fantasy, especially. Like fantasy is not known for good romances. This one is actually a mostly lesbian romance, though kind of bi. If you're looking for that in your fantasy novels, there you go. You got your bisexual or lesbian romance. So it's really well done. So I liked both of those characters.
Sweet. So characters overall, positive.
Yeah,
Very
really
positive.
good.
Awesome. All right, emotional impact time then.
Emotional
What did you
impact?
rate the series on emotional impact?
7.45.
Very similar again.
Very similar.
You were
yeah.
there. And what gave you the good emotional impact? Were there... Is this the...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
I looked at the wrong score.
Oh, you did us dirty.
I did you dirty.
You did us...
It's 7.5.
7.5. Oh!
0.05 difference.
Huge difference.
I'm sorry.
That's a massive difference.
Huge difference.
That just changed. Bobby, who's watching right now, there's got to be a Bob out there. He just changed his mind.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't going to read it until
I'm
you
so
bumped
sorry.
it up. No, now he's excited. You bumped it up 0.05, and now he's going to read the book. So changed his mind. So then why is it a 7.5? What gives it that emotional pull? Is it the grim dark? Does it pull you in to that emotional kind of, heavy?
It's all these factors. So the world building itself, it sucked into the world. And the pacing is also done in such a way that it is hard to put down. This one also was, page turner. So pacing was really good, so that got me emotionally invested. Part of the emotional impact was the romance. I thought that was really done well. So it was emotional drama for the whole for the whole series. Also, the stakes felt very high, and that's because of a particular writing choice he made. And we'll get that later when into writing and
dialogue, prose.
Yeah.
Okay. So beautiful. So that's the reason it pulled you so much. And anything that was negative, was there a portion that was paced well? Was there something that you could say, this is why I didn't get higher?
I would say for emotional
impact. Yeah.
Certainly there are some characters where there are emotional beats that are supposed to hit harder than they do for me. Okay. And that's because of the characters that I didn't really connect to as well.
Got it.
The plot itself has... So the action is well done, but doesn't wow me. I wouldn't say the action really pushed me to like an 8.
Got it.
Kind of thing. So it's very well done.
Very satisfied.
But not... Very satisfied, yeah.
Cool.
So all these different aspects. There's some that are better than others.
Okay. Then how about plot-wise?
Plot.
What was your rating for plot? And let's get this accurate, because we have twice so far.
I'll double check.
Yeah.
Look at my notes here.
No, not just you, but me. I skipped the characters. You got a rating wrong. We're a mess. We're a mess. Let's get this.
Hey, it's 2 to Ramble.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of naming it.
But it's not 2 to misinformation. You gave them the wrong number. You can't do that to people, okay?
I know, our rating is so important and so specific.
I swear no one else cares but us.
I know, but we care.
Get the occasional comment, and bless you, whoever does. Just do it just to make us happy, please.
Honestly, you need to put in the description of every video of what our rating system is so people can follow.
That's actually great. Oh my, yeah. Okay, I'm doing that starting now.
I fixed it for you.
I'm doing that starting now. Why have we never done that?
You could add it to all the previous videos too.
Yeah, we'll say at the beginning of the video, hey, here's our rating. This is how our rating system works.
Yeah.
Why didn't we think of that?
I don't know.
Great idea.
See, you're the work guy, and I'm the idea guy.
Fantastic. That's great. Okay, but what I was saying too, we got like 1 or 2 comments of people that like the rating system. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that made my day.
Made my year. So what is the rating for plot?
Plot is a 7.33.
7.33, a little bit lower than your emotional impact?
Yeah.
Okay.
The plot is far more... The interesting part of the plot is the drama aspect of the plot. The overall action, big global things moving is not as interesting. Like, a lot of it is fairly predictable.
Okay.
So that's why I'm not giving it like 8s or 9s, is
Right.
because I kind of saw where it was going. I was emotionally invested in the plot, certainly, but it was not, it didn't wow me, is the main thing.
Okay.
But yeah, it has a big hook that in the very beginning, of course, that gets you going. It is actually structured where occasionally throughout the book you get a flash forward of a certain scene. You don't know when it happens, but you get a flash forward of a scene, and every so often you get a chapter that is the next part of that scene. So you get introduced of this future scene, then you go on with the rest of the story. Then you get the next segment of that scene, and it's broken down, and it adds so much tension.
Interesting.
Very cool, very unique, and it definitely tricks you, so twists actually hit hard.
Okay.
So, got to give a lot of praise for the writing style for that story.
That sounds really unique.
Yeah.
I don't know how his physics degree helps him do that, but it seems like we need to study physics.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Well, that's rare.
Thing is, if he didn't have those scenes, I think some stuff would not. You know, when you're reading a story and you don't know what sometimes, like at the end, you finally realize what details were important to notice.
Yes.
And you notice, this is going to happen. Yeah. Well, because of this future scene that's set up in the very first chapter, and then in subsequent chapters, you pick up on details and go, wait, is that in reference to what's going to happen in the future? You don't know. It's left kind of ambiguous. You're not sure yet. So the puzzle pieces fall into place just the way the author intended.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool. So that probably helped you with your overall feeling of the book as well, of course. So
yeah, definitely.
That is cool, actually. Okay.
But yeah, so it had a great mix of twists and expected things, which makes the twists hit harder. Mm-hmm. Most of those twists are done with the drama and emotional character twists rather than grand plot twists for me.
Okay. So plot, good?
Very good.
How about now, because you were going to mention something earlier about this, the dialogue/prose, what is that rating out of 10?
So I gave the dialogue a 6.75, and I was mistaken. The thing I wanted to mention was the unique way he was structuring the story. That future plot. That
was the thing you're talking about.
That was my...
Which you mentioned in plot.
Yes.
So not in the dialogue/prose. You messed up again.
I messed up again, yeah.
Such an asshole. Say it.
I'm doing my best.
No, you are. This is great. So for dialogue prose, the 6.75 rating is for the trilogy again. Yeah. Why 6.75? Again, it's not anything spectacular, but it's also good.
It's good.
You could tell he's a math guy.
Exactly. No, it's certainly really good. It's above average. But the dialogue between certain characters was not anything I haven't really seen too much before. Didn't kind of blow me away. Many characters kind of sound similar, or it just doesn't give me a feeling of uniqueness to a lot of the characters.
Okay.
However, the thing that he does very well with his writing is description. So when he's describing parts of the world, very, very clear and well utilized. I would say probably what he writes the best would be his action. His action scenes are really well written.
Solid. Very solid. Okay. And when he's describing things, that's where you can really tell where his profession comes into play, where his previous profession came into play. So how does that work?
Well, getting right into world building.
Okay, that's probably where it helps a lot. The world building magic system, what's that out of 10?
That's an 8.25 out of 10.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Great score.
Very good. Very good score.
So why is that?
Oof. Oh, I mean, imagine a planet where
Imagine a world. That's like a trailer. Imagine
a world where the sun is dying. The sun is expanding because the heat it's losing its heat. It's losing energy, which means less heat is getting to the planet. The planet would have already frozen over by now, but the moon is actually a satellite that redirects the heat from the sun and melts areas of the world. And so it does it in this certain pattern to basically keep away the permanent frost.
So freaking cool.
Isn't it?
It
That's
is
so cool.
cool. So they can only live on the portions that the satellite
Is going over.
is going over. So they have to chase it.
No, so it's doing a
Oh,
pattern.
okay. It's
So
doing a
the
pattern.
frost is moving slowly, but the frost is moving ever so slightly faster than the moon can melt. So the livable chunk of land is slowly getting smaller and smaller.
Oh. Okay. I'm thinking that the planet's spinning. So the planet's still spinning, right?
Yes.
Then how does the satellite only direct it in that one spot? Isn't it kind of, so
It's a moon. It's a satellite moon, which
it's
it is
following
spinning with the
with
planet.
it at the same
Yes.
pace. I
Like
see.
how the moon does on Earth.
Okay. I don't have the physics degree. All right.
This
so
isn't physics.
my understanding
Okay,
though,
this
the moon doesn't hit the same spot all the time though.
No.
On Earth. So the satellite where the livable
The satellite
area
has
is,
control to adjust angle.
adjust it. See, that was
And
a
so-
valid question that I had.
Well, no, like it is falling around the planet, and it is melting relevant spots in a certain pattern around the Earth.
Okay, certain pattern around the Earth it melts those spots, but then
Yeah.
the frost comes back.
Yeah, so the frost
Slowly.
is ever encroaching.
Okay.
And this beam, basically, of light from the satellite is melting in a pattern around the whole area. But, it's moving. The beam is moving, so it doesn't stay in one place too long.
Okay.
Which means it can only slow the frost.
It can only slow the frost, not stop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, by slow, it means that you have many, many years, but not that long.
I'm still a tiny bit confused, but I'm insecure and we'll move on. But it sounds cool.
Mark Lawrence does a much better job explaining how his moon works than me.
No, trust me, everyone does understand and they're on the same page. I need another step and I'll get there. I'll read the book and I'll get that extra puzzle piece. So, okay, that does sound like a very cool world.
Yeah.
And that's where his physics degree comes in.
Definitely.
That is damn cool.
That was the aspect where I was like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
He has a physics degree.
Very freaking
Makes sense.
Okay.
But also, the sisterhood in the story builds a bunch of complexity and understanding from book to book.
Okay.
Imagine the first book. Nona is imagine Harry Potter goes to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
And first he's a student, but imagine the story is a little different. The next book, he's now kind of university aged. He's like a teacher's assistant type thing. That's where he is in Hogwarts. And in the third book, he's basically a teacher at Hogwarts. So you get to see every level of the sisterhood through the story, and which adds more complexity to the world and really is really well done.
Awesome. Oh, very, very cool. All in all, though, I can't believe I forgot to ask this of you, but we must know, because I don't think you've mentioned it either. Book-wise, which is your favorite of the series? And then descending order. So 4, and tell me if I'm getting this right, the Ancestor.
Book of the Ancestor.
The Book of the Ancestor. Which is your favorite and which is your second and third?
It actually is right in order. So I think the best one is the third, second best is second, and third best is first.
So it goes 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Goodreads, by the way, so for Book of the Ancestor, they slightly disagree with you. Book 2 is rated a 4.38. Book 3 is a 4.32. And Book 1 is a 4.18. So Goodreads,
They think Grace, yeah,
the mass appeal is that it goes 2, 3, 1. But you say 3, 2, 1.
I think so.
Okay.
I think but so my score of the books goes, the third book, Holy Sister, at a 7.65.
Okay.
Second book being a 7.4, and the first book being a 7.3.
Okay. So very comfortable. Very comfortable. Not like extraordinarily better, but comfortable lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I actually do want to end us off on one final thought on the series.
What is that?
And I had to really think about this on why I liked the series as much as I did. And kind of why I like it despite it being grimdark.
Yeah.
And it was mainly because the world is so grim that the dim lights in the main character Nona's world feels so much brighter and makes the story far more compelling. That contrast of the small moments of light and goodness in the story just shine ever brighter in a very dark, grim world.
Great ending to that. Great review. And if he convinced you, oh, wait, the final thing to convince, what's the Richie thumb up score?
1.5.
1.5.
1.5.
1.5. Look at that. Again, we have another 1.5. That is a solid Richie thumb score. And
also, if you're down, if you want good romance in a fantasy story, you get 2 thumbs up.
there you go.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so the Book of the Ancestor.
You'll get them eventually.
The Book of the Ancestor. That's your score for this recommendation. Go read it.
Yep. Let us know if you've read the book down in the comments, and if Austin here should read it. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Don't forget to subscribe, comment that you like our rating system. Please comment that you like.
If
our rating
they've watched
system.
this long, I'm hoping they've subbed by now.
Even if you don't like our rating system, just say it and then say in parentheses, "I'm lying, but I want to make you feel better." Just say that. That's all we want.
Yeah, there we go.
We're gonna ask for it. It just makes us feel good. Okay. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.